Hi, this is Heidi with Kiddos Corral, and I thought that I would share with you today a quick and easy cake brownie recipe that I find to be absolutely wonderful for Valentine's Day, because whether you're a man, a woman, a child, this is so super easy to mix up. Now, what does make this a lot easier for me to mix this up is the fact that I have a KitchenAid, or you can do it with a regular mixer if you have one. Excuse my coffee sitting here. So I'm just going to kind of go through and tell you exactly what you're going to need. You're going to need some sugar. You're going to need some flour along with baking powder and salt, and I have that all mixed up right here. You're going to need 4 eggs, 1 cup of butter, and you want to make sure that your butter is at room temperature. And you're going to need a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Now, I will tell you what will make your brownies the best tasting is that you will purchase a good quality cocoa powder. That will make the total difference. Now, in the meantime, while we are mixing these ingredients, you want to have your oven on 350, and you want to have a 9x13 greased, which I'll show you as soon as we get these things combined. First of all, I'm going to start off with, as you can see here, I have the sugar. I'm just going to turn this on. I'm going to put my eggs in here. I'm going to try to do this one-handedly, which is kind of fun. I'm just going to drop my eggs in. And I want to make sure that these get well combined. And that'll just take a few seconds. And then I'm going to drop my butter in here, because I want to get my butter combined. And I'm just going to pick up the speed just a little bit, just to make sure that it gets good and incorporated. That looks just about right to me. Now I have my flour, salt, and baking powder. And I'm just going to dump that in here. And you don't want to turn that on too high, because if you do, you will have a flour explosion and it'll be everywhere. So you certainly don't want to do that. Now, this is for what is my most favorite type of brownie, and that is a cake brownie. I love brownies, but this is my all-time favorite brownies, and it's also my children's favorite brownies, because when they cool and I cut them into squares, I sprinkle them lightly, or I should say I dust them lightly with some powdered sugar. Now, I'm going to turn this off, and I'm just going to simply add all my wonderful smelling cocoa powder. And that stuff there smells really heavenly right now. You know, a lot of people think that Valentine's Day means spending a whole lot of money, and yes, it's starting to get foamy here. Gosh, that smells wonderful. But Valentine's Day doesn't have to be a big expense. It's about thoughtfulness and kindness towards one another. And you may not have a sweetheart to share Valentine's Day with, but if you have a mother or a father or a brother or a sister or a best friend, make them a pan of brownies, because then that way they know. Or if you know someone that you work with, or a co-worker, and they don't have a sweetheart, take a pan of brownies to them, and to let them know that you were thinking of them. You never know what kind of spark you might start. So I'm going to let this combine. I'm going to take a spatula, go around the edges, which I can't do with one hand here. And then I'm going to show you my 9x13 what it looks like, and I'm going to pour it in. Then I'm going to bake these things, and this smells really heavenly right now. Okay, so I got my 9x13 here. I'm trying to turn on some lights. I didn't realize it started to get dark in here. I got my 9x13 all greased, and what I have here is parchment paper. Now, the directions for this, you don't need the parchment paper, but I like using parchment paper because, and I'll show you why whenever it gets done, because I leave enough on the excess on the sides. So when I got to pull these brownies out, whenever they cool, I just take those two sides and it just pulls right out. And I have the brownies. So I got my mixture here all blended. I got my oven on 350 degrees. And it's going to take 20 to 30 minutes until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. Or another way to tell is if you take your finger and you push down, if it comes back up and it doesn't stay in indentation, then you know that they're cooked. Another way to tell is if they pull away from the edging of the pan a little tiny bit. So those are just some clues on how to tell whether or not they're fully cooked or not, or completed. I'm going to go ahead and put this batter in here. I'm going to put them in the oven, and I'll show you what they look like when they get done. It took me a good 30 minutes to bake my brownies that you see here. And I'm not sure if you all can see this in the video, but there's tiny little air bubbles. And to me, that just means ooey good, gooey goodness. And my house smells so good right now. It took about 30 minutes to bake. I will put the full recipe in the description box down below. And you can tell that these are done because when you press down on it, they spring back up. They're pulled away from the sides. And a toothpick put in the middle comes out clean, so we know for sure that these brownies are done. Now I'm going to wait for these to cool completely. Then I'm going to pull them out by the sides of these parchment paper on both sides. I'm going to pull it out and put it on the counter, and I'm just going to cut them in squares all the way down, and then I'm going to dust them lightly with powdered sugar, and we're going to enjoy. So I will insert a picture of the brownies at the end of this video, and I hope you make these for somebody. Make them for yourself for Valentine's Day. But nevertheless, hope y'all have a great Valentine's Day. Okay, so my brownies are all pretty cool. They're a little bit warm, but they're alright. I just simply pulled it out of here with the parchment paper, and as you can see, the reason why I do this is because, look, no mess. It still needs to be washed because it was greased, but there's nothing stuck to the pan and nothing to clean up. So, this just peels right off of it, and now all I'm going to do now is just simply sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle powdered sugar all over this. And then I'm going to get me a big knife, which I have here, and I'm just going to start cutting. There we go. Let's see what we got here. There it is, your cake brownie. I'm going to put these out on a plate and enjoy. So I hope y'all enjoyed this cake brownie recipe, and if you make them, let me know. Bye bye.